Namaskar. On Mind, Body and Soul, the mysterious healing powers of the didgeridoo. It's acupuncture but without the needles. And yoga tips for flying high. But first, let's look to the stars with Chinese astrology. You've probably heard of astrology. Most people know what their zodiac sign is after all. But did you know that there's Chinese astrology as well, and it plays an important role in our lives? The Four Pillars of Destiny is a system of Chinese solar astrology which has been used in China for around 1,000 years. Unlike Western astrology, which is a lunar system and based on the placement of 10 planets in the 12 zodiac signs and 12 houses, Chinese astrology, or Tzu Ping, is based on the order of the universe. It uses the Chinese system of the 5 elements: fire, earth, metal, water and wood, and 12 animal signs to ascertain a person's general characteristics, energy dynamics and favourable elements. Janine Laird from Sheng Chi Australasia is an expert.
The Four Pillars of Destiny is becoming more popular today because we're able to use it to gain an even greater understanding of how the energies can affect not only our feng shui but also our health and psychology. By using the Chinese calendar, we're able to construct a person's 4 pillars horoscope or their birth chart. Now, this is a configuration of 8 characters. These are the heavenly stems and these are the earthly branches. And altogether there's 10 heavenly stems and there's 12 earthly branches. And our 4 pillars chart represents the energies that were present during the year, the month, the day and the hour of our birth. Altogether in Chinese astrology we utilise the 10 heavenly stems and the 12 earthly branches. And we use them to help us determine a person's qualities, their relationships, their career potential and their health risks. The 4 pillars is based on the 5 elements. So when we look at a person's chart, we're really not so much concerned about whether they were born in the year of the monkey or the year of the tiger. We're more concerned with what element does that animal represent. For example, the monkey is a metal element, the goat is an earth, the tiger's a wood and the rooster's a metal. So we're more concerned with the element and how that interacts with that person personally. In addition to a 4 pillars birth chart, a person's luck pillars can also be ascertained. Now, these list out the cycles that we encounter over our lifetime, the themes, the aspects that will dominate, and whether they're going to be challenging or favourable for us. Armed with this information, we can manage our energy more effectively and determine whether they're going to be periods of growth and prosperity or times where perhaps we should just consolidate and proceed with more care and caution. We can also use the energy dynamics of our 4 pillars birth chart in conjunction with the Chinese almanac or the Tong Shu. Now, the Tong Shu helps us select auspicious dates for important events such as opening a new business, signing a contract, buying a house, travelling or getting married.
It may sound a little complicated, but a good Chinese astrology practitioner will take the necessary information from you and do all the hard work. So why are the 4 pillars so important to a person's feng shui? They ascertain a person's favourable elements, and by knowing these, colour, decor and furnishings can be selected to strengthen a person and really enhance the balance and harmony in their living space. The 4 pillars are also important for a person's health, as they're based on the 5 elements and considered to be one of the 8 limbs of traditional Chinese medicine. It can ascertain strengths and weaknesses to do with your health. Once these have been ascertained, the most appropriate diet, exercise and treatment for you can be prescribed.
So it really is a good year to make sure that you are taking your omega-3 supplements on a daily basis and drink lots of water. Even more important this year to drink lots of water.
If you're interested in knowing more about yourself and ways to keep yourself healthier and happier, why not visit a Chinese astrology practitioner? You'll gain valuable insights into your life that you can carry with you forever. Is buttermilk one of those products you pass on the shelves of your supermarket fridge and never buy it because you don't know how to use it? Pop a carton in your shopping trolley. It's good for your diet, your skin, makes perfect pancakes, and is even an old-fashioned remedy for sunburn when combined with a small amount of tomato juice. Let's start with a sunburn remedy. Mix 2 teaspoons of tomato juice and 4 tablespoons of buttermilk. Leave for about half an hour. Apply to the skin. Alternatively, you can soak slices of tomato in buttermilk and then apply them to the affected area for about half an hour. If applied soon after the burn occurs, the remedy vastly reduces the likelihood of peeling. Traditional buttermilk is the liquid left over after full cream milk is churned to produce butter. When the Irish sing "drinking buttermilk all the week" and "whiskey on a Sunday," they are lamenting the sourness of taste compared to a good sweet whiskey. Traditional buttermilk is generally thought to be a little too sour for the public palate. Most supermarkets sell cultured buttermilk. Souring agents are added to the milk, which causes a fermenting process, simulating the original product and containing bacteria which are healthy for the digestive system. Whereas traditional buttermilk was always made from full cream milk, the modern product is usually made from skim milk and has approximately 1% fat content. Many manufacturers now also produce buttermilk powder. One thing the Irish also knew was that drinking buttermilk on a Monday would cure any hangovers from the whiskey bout on the weekend. As the cultured product contains bacteria which can overcome harmful intestinal flora, buttermilk can also be effective in the treatment of diarrhea. Buttermilk is friendly to the skin, particularly as a facial cleanser. Try this fragrant mix. In 1 cup of boiling water, put 1 tablespoon of lightly crushed fennel seeds and steep for 30 minutes. Filter and add 1 teaspoon of honey and 3 teaspoons of buttermilk to the infusion. Keep the cleanser in the fridge in a glass container. Use it to cleanse your face in the evening. Used in many forms of baking and cooking, buttermilk has high nutritional value, providing the body with potassium, vitamin B12, calcium and riboflavin. To treat yourself to a thoroughly healthy and indulgent breakfast, you can't go past a stack of buttermilk pancakes topped with blueberries and yogurt. They look great, taste divine, and are full of a host of healthy ingredients. In Australia, musical instruments sometimes grow on trees. When branches from the red gum, mallee or other native trees fall to the ground, they are the perfect food for termites. The termites gnaw an even tunnel through the branch, naturally creating what may be one of the world's oldest musical instruments, the didgeridoo. Producing one of the most evocative sounds you will ever hear, the didgeridoo is the backbone of some sound and vibrational healing circles. The didgeridoo is such an inspiring instrument. The sound is strong and constant. You can feel it opening you up.
Feel your body relaxing. Let your shoulders drop.
A healing circle begins with a short meditation to bring peace and relaxation. Then the sound and rhythm of the didgeridoo are the grounding influence that supports the healing. While the didgeridoo provides the baseline for the healing circle soundscape, resonant gongs and Tibetan singing bowls weave a tapestry of celestial tones that are relaxing and inspiring and open the heart. While for some, the healing circle journey is a welcome opportunity to just rest and travel the path of the sounds, some find that the sounds and vibration trigger emotional release, and that the circle may be the perfect place to experience tears and grief in a safe and supportive environment. Participants in the circle are encouraged to let the tears just come, not to engage with them too deeply, but just let them flow naturally and dissipate. Usually the grief subsides, and within the resting place of the music, the person is able to return to a peaceful state. Sound healing is often combined with other vibrational therapies. The didgeridoo can be a sound and vibrational healer, especially when played over parts of the body where energy is blocked. The vibrations can bring a feeling of relaxation and sometimes bliss and renewed energy. Participants who have other vibrational techniques to offer, such as Reiki, are also encouraged to offer their healing skills to others if the moment and the mood are right. As the main aim of the healing circle is to bring peace and well-being, participants are respectful of each other's needs, building a sense of trust and community within the group. For some participants, the healing circle is one of their favourite activities. The musicians find that they often end the circle feeling as energised as the other participants. Healing circles are a really enjoyable way to work with yourself. After the last circle, one woman sent an email to the organiser saying that she'd been planning to come for some time and had finally turned up with 2 of her friends. Her email said, "After the circle, the 3 of us floated home, barely able to speak." They said they'd definitely be coming back. Are you one of the many people that really hates needles? Has this ever annoyed you because you've wanted to try acupuncture, but the needles involved have really put you off? Well, now there's laser acupuncture. It works on exactly the same principles as normal acupuncture, but no needles whatsoever are involved. Yvonne Roddy uses laser acupuncture in her practice.
Acupuncture balances the flow of energy in the body. The Chinese call this energy qi, and the energy pathways are known as meridians. Any disruption to this flow causes disease or ill health, and we can use acupuncture to correct and rebalance this flow of energy. Using a laser on traditional acupuncture points allows us to provide a non-invasive service with no pain. This is very good for people who have a phobia about needles. It's basically the same as using needles, but we use the laser instead. Laser is particularly good for treating conditions that involve damaged tissue, as the laser has an effect on the microcirculation, and this helps repair that tissue. Pain relief and improvement in movement can be immediate.
Laser acupuncture has been used for many years in Europe and Canada and is a modern take on a treatment that is more than 2,000 years old. According to Western medicine, acupuncture stimulates the central nervous system, helping it to release chemicals into the muscles, spinal cord and brain in a way that relieves pain, promotes healing, and physical and emotional health. Did you know that laser acupuncture can be used to treat addictions, such as those to smoking, alcoholism, and overeating?
Certain points can be stimulated by the laser that help with symptoms of post-addiction, for example, cravings and withdrawal symptoms such as sweating, etc. The ear has designated points which the laser is applied to in order to stimulate these points and bring about relief from these symptoms.
The laser can also be used to treat things such as lower back pain, a frozen shoulder, sciatica, or for pain management and pain relief. It can even help to treat scar tissue. Essentially, it can do whatever normal acupuncture can, just without anything entering the body. So whether you believe in the Eastern or Western explanation of why acupuncture works, both schools of thought are in agreement that acupuncture can be useful in helping to treat a wide range of illnesses by relieving pain and symptoms. Give it a go. You don't need to put up with that discomfort any longer, and you've got no excuse not to try acupuncture now that there are no needles involved. Please check with your practitioner first to make sure your condition can be treated with laser acupuncture. Deep vein thrombosis is not limited to air travellers. It can affect anyone seated in a confined space for a prolonged period. Also at risk are people who have varicose veins, cancer, or a history of leg clots, and those who've had leg or pelvic surgery or injuries. Others in jeopardy are those who are pregnant, on birth control pills or hormone replacement therapy, or are dehydrated or overweight. The good news is that simple movements found in some yoga postures can prevent a clot from forming. Any pose that stretches the calves, hips and hamstrings can be beneficial by helping keep blood properly circulating in the legs. Here are some suggestions. From your seat on the plane, place your left foot on your right thigh and your right foot flat on the floor. Lean forward from the hips, keeping the lower back long and open for a modified forward bend to stretch the hamstrings, as well as open the hips and release the back. Hold the pose for 10 to 15 deep breaths. Switch leg positions and repeat. Next, bend forward from your hips with your legs slightly apart, either gripping the ankles with the hands or just allowing the arms to hang loosely between your bent legs. Hold this position for 10 to 15 deep breaths. Another great seated movement is Uddiyana Bandha, upward abdominal lock. Exhale completely and hold the breath out. Pull your belly toward the spine and curl your pubic bone toward your navel, squeezing your sitting bones toward each other. Hold for 5 to 10 seconds and repeat several times. This releases pressure on the hamstrings, as well as the sciatic nerve. A great pose to assist lymphatic drainage and relieve pressure in the back, abdomen and chest is a seated twist. Inhale to lengthen the spine and the side of the waist. Use the armrest to brace the upper body and exhale to slowly twist to one side. Maintain a smooth breath and keep using the muscles of the trunk to assist the lift of the spine. hold for 10 to 15 breaths, and then repeat to the opposite side. Perhaps the most simple and effective strategy is simply moving the extremities of the body to encourage full venous return and cardiovascular flow. Simply squeeze and release the toes repeatedly, and then rotate the ankles. Then squeeze and release the hands and fingers, and rotate the wrists. Stretch the arms above the head and hold for 10 to 20 breaths to allow blood and fluid to drain back toward the heart. Of course, the best way to prevent deep vein thrombosis is to move around as often as possible. If it's okay to get out of your seat, you can usually find some room near the back of the plane for poses like Uttanasana, standing forward bend, and Virabhadrasana, warrior pose, both of which stretch your legs and help keep deep vein thrombosis from arriving at your destination. Bus exhaust fumes have been made cleaner by adding a chemical to the bus's engine. The chemical? Synthesized sheep's urine. As part of a European project called Miracles, buses in the British city of Winchester are trialling the chemical additive that turns the nitrous oxide in exhaust fumes into steam. Sheep's urine contains urea, the miraculous compound that is cutting the harmful emissions by up to 70%. Initial tests show even fuel economy is increased slightly by the chemical additive. A chemically manufactured version of urea is being used in the trial, but distilling the substance agriculturally from sheep and even pigs is not out of the question in the future, if it becomes more economic.
If you really wanted to get into that, I'm told that pigs would actually be better than sheep. But the costs of collecting and distilling are such that it's more economical to use a chemically manufactured version.
If the test proves successful, buses across the world may soon utilize the new technology, bringing relief for the environment and relief for sheep. Join us again on Mind, Body and Soul as we discover more paths to health and happiness. But for now, Dominique gives us some food for thought.
The universal law of karma is often greatly misunderstood. Karma is not a process of punishment and reward, but rather an ancient Sanskrit word pertaining to the universal law of cause and effect. If you choose to live your life with awareness, making decisions that ultimately are aligned with your highest purpose, living a life of integrity, you cultivate a result that will reflect this, or good karma. However, when you make decisions that go against your personal integrity, that go against the direction that you're trying to cultivate in your life, you'll find that you're continually challenged. Or I suppose you could call this bad karma. But always remember that it's not about punishment and reward, but it's simple cause and effect.